If you are overswinging just like this, well, that can lead to poor club control and inconsistent contact. So if this is you, we're going to show you a great drill today that you can implement straight away, which will add a lot more structure to your backswing, and it will get you into this beautiful top of the swing position that you see with your favorite golfer. So first of all, let's look at a swing that does break down due to excessive wrist hinge. Now, we're using the HackMotion wrist sensor today, so we've got this graph up on the screen so we can show you exactly what happens and when it happens throughout the swing to give you some tangible comparisons to when we actually fix this for you. So from the address, we're going to see a player could very much so begin to move the club head a lot quicker than the hands. As we do this, we're going to see that the wrist can greatly begin to cup there. The logo of the glove can start facing too much up towards the sky. Then as the swing gets longer and longer, because of this cup wrist, we're going to see that the shaft gets very close to our body and out of control. As a result of doing so from the top, then coming back down into the ball, we're going to see this player have their hands and arms too far behind their body, and by the time they get back to the ball, they're doing everything they can in their power to get that contact. And we're going to see that they're generally going to be scooping by this stage. So having the correct amount of wrist hinge and controlling the wrist hinge throughout the swing is a crucial element that leads to good golf shots. If I was to demonstrate what that would look like, it would be like this. Now, just having a quick look at the difference between those two, you can see how much more structured and in control those wrists look throughout the backswing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Faudo drill, which is part of the HackMotion app, and we're going to show you exactly how you can eliminate that overswinging, those unstable wrists once and for all, so you can get a much better structure to your golf swing and hit better shots. So this app has a great feature where it's going to walk you through this drill. So starting off, we're going to get into our address position, and we get this great audible feedback and also vibration from the HackMotion sensor, which is going to prompt us to then move the golf club, as we can see on the screen here, back to level with the ground. Now, from this position here, what we're looking for is about a 90-degree angle from the center line of my chest to where that club shaft is. Now, also in terms of our wrist angles, we don't want them in this position here where the logo of the glove would be facing too much up or bowed too much down to the ground. What we're doing from our address is we're actually just flattening that left wrist and getting our club face from the down the line view there, so it would be matching our spine angle. Now, when you've done that, what it will do is it will prompt you to then finish your swing. Essentially what we've done here is we have set the golf club where it would be at the top of the swing, but a lot earlier. And this removes a lot of the confusion. Now, from here, we don't want to move our arms in any way. As soon as we do that, it's going to say that we don't have enough hinge at all, as you can see that I've actually lost it. Or in fact, if I do it too much, we're actually going to have this error come up on the screen saying, I'm too hinged by that stage of the swing. So we want to make sure that we're following the guidelines as set out. We're going to hinge that back to level with the ground. And then from here, turning our shoulders, feeling like the club is staying out in front of us. We do that correctly. Bang, beautiful green screen pops up, rep captured. Back to our address, let's do this again. Address position, wait for the prompt, swing back until the club is level with the ground. You can see that my hands are in front. All I do is maintain my wrist hinge and finish my swing. We are not changing the structure of those wrists whatsoever, not cupping and not bowing. Now, once you've done this a few times, you can then actually go in and hit some shots. So set up, move those wrists into position, rotating and turning our shoulders, and then swing through. And these are just beautiful little chip shots down there, but I'll tell you what, if you are someone who has been manipulating their wrists throughout the swing, this is going to feel wildly different at the moment of impact. You're going to feel compression like you never have before. Let me explain why. If from the address position, I take the golf club back, I don't have any hinge, my arms fold, or I have too much hinge. By the time I get back to the ball, there's a good chance that I don't have the shaft leaning forward, I am not de-lofting the golf club, and I won't be striking down on that golf ball. the contact simply just won't feel compressed. But by doing this drill, if we actually just look what happens in the very first stage of it, as I take that golf club back, well, if I was then just to return back to the ball, what do you notice? My hands are forward, I've de-lofted the golf club, and it looks like the golf club would be traveling down as it strikes the ball. These are all characteristics of the best ball strikers in the world. So this drill, not only does it work on creating a better structured, more well-sequenced backswing, but it actually helps on the one thing that we're all looking for, and that is better contact with the golf ball, more consistent contact with the golf ball. So I absolutely love using HackMotion with my students to work on creating a better backswing, ensuring that they're not manipulating it unnecessarily throughout the swing, because I just know how much of a negative effect that is going to have on their ball striking. Hinge back without moving the wrist behind, turn the shoulders, positive tick of approval, hit the shot. As with any drill, start off slow, be very conscious around every movement you make. Then once you've done that, you can begin to build up speed. Now, very commonly players are going to go, well, look, how do I actually just turn this into my proper swing? I don't want to have to be thinking about hinging my wrist early in the backswing. Like, my friends are going to laugh at me. Well, the thing is if you practice this, let's say you do 5 of these reps in a row, and you get a feeling of what it is like to have a flat left wrist, a sufficient hinge on the golf club, a nice rotation of the upper body, and then hit a normal shot without thinking, you would have actually changed that connection, the mind-muscle connection of how your wrists and arms are going to move throughout the swing. That's the whole point of this practice. You just keep doing those reps, and then what happens over time is then your subconscious begins to recognize this pattern, and then it will start to reproduce it without you thinking about it. Very much so when you first tied your shoelaces, you had no idea how to do it, but after quite a few reps in a period of time, then you can do it without thinking. Unconscious competence, that's what we're looking for. So I just absolutely love this drill. I give it to so many of my players, just really getting them to focus on the movement, not overthinking, not trying to overanalyze how that club is moving throughout. But you'll notice ball first, ground second, beautiful little divot. And it is just one of the big key drills that I think a lot of players should use if they're struggling with controlling their golf swing. So HackMotion has an incredible deal for you. Feel free to go down and click the description below if you want to grab yourself one. Definitely a tool that a lot of players can use to help them with their ball striking. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've got any questions whatsoever, feel free to shoot them down below and I'll get back to you with a response. But until next time, I'm Kerrod Gray. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.